Tyler here with GPKnives, and we're back again for update 156. I'm going to start out this week with the Kershaw Launch 13, and we've got this back and restocked. Part of the launch line, this stylistic and futuristic looking Wharncliffe has a blade of CPM 154 stainless steel and hard anodized aluminum handles like the rest of the launch line. Made in the USA, we've got a nearly full height flat grind with a nice satin finish, including the swedge. A little bit of black coating on the flats there. Milled handles are made in a semi-integral construction. So we've got two slabs joined in the middle there. And it is nicely milled for weight reduction and an ergonomic grip. We've got an inline lanyard pin there and reversible deep carry stainless steel pocket clip. Solid 4-finger grip on there with some jimping on the spine for traction. And then of course, a nice snappy coil spring deployment and button lock mechanism. Next up, we've got more restock with the Benchmade 945-1. This is the Mini 940. We've got black Cerakote on S30V for the reverse Tonto blade, and then black G10 with blue liners and blue barrel spacers for the open back construction. Ambidextrous operation with the dual thumb studs and axis lock, and then a mini split arrow clip for left or right hand tip up only carry. So again, restock on both of these US production EDCs, and those are in stock while supplies last. Next up, we have the Cold Steel Recon Lite. This is a new one from Cold Steel and maintains the same design as the Mini Recon with some more budget-friendly materials. We've got a blade of stone-washed AUS 10, and that's AUS 10A, although the distinction really doesn't have anything to do with performance. And that's going to be a Japanese version of 440C. So you're going to get good corrosion resistance with serviceable edge retention and ease of sharpening. Instead of black G10, we have black glass-filled nylon for the handles. Get the same triad lock construction, so very durable and fully ambidextrous with the adjustable dual thumb studs and reversible stainless steel pocket clip. You can see it's got a nice smooth action, and if you've got strong enough thumbs, you can open and close it one-handed. Nice wide profile, fairly lightweight with a good EDC size there. Take a look at it with the Mini 940 here. So you can see edge length is going to be pretty similar, as is the overall blade length. Functional grip area, going to be pretty close there. You can see both the blade and the handle are a bit wider. Take a look at the thickness here. You can see handle thickness is pretty comparable, as is the blade thickness. You got a nice taper to the point there. And then of course, with the wider handle and wider blade, you're looking at a wider overall footprint. But the 940 is one of the slimmest in carry, so that's not too much of a surprise there. So great option for a hard use, lightweight EDC that's nice and budget friendly. And we do have this in both the drop point here and the clip point profile as well. And here on the right, we have from TiSurvival the Exo Pry, and this is a nice robust pry tool and bottle opener from TiSurvival. All titanium construction, including the pry tool itself, the clip shown here in stonewashed green, and the screw hardware. You got a through lanyard hole, 5/16 inch thick titanium here in a nice tumbled matte gray. And you got a nice solid pry tip there. Could be used also on some flathead screws. And then of course the bottle opener and a fairly thin clip there, but as this is very small and lightweight, you don't need much in the way of a clip to maintain this in your pocket. And we do have this in a few different clip finishes, and then the body finish is going to maintain that same tumbled gray throughout. And next up, we have some US production Balisongs from Boker Plus. This is the tactical version, and the only difference really here is that the blade has a compound grind with a flatter grind at the tip, and then of course that harpoon swedge. You're going to have satin finished D2 on all variants, and this is the smaller version, and you can see it here with the large, and this is just a standard, and it's got that drop point profile with the spear point swedge. You can also see the difference in the handles. You've got proud liners here with solid G10 with some X milling, and then kind of a classic hole milled pattern on the standard model here. They all have a spring latch. You squeeze this. Some springs are not as strong as others, but I will show you here how that spring mechanism works. So it is kind of a liner style leaf spring. You can see when I push on the spring here, kind of presses that up, you get the same action there. And I am not a bally guy, so I'm not going to do any crazy fancy flips with this. You can see you've got a stainless steel clip here, and this can be moved to any of the 4 positions. So you've got multiple clip options there. And then, so you can see there, that spring latch in action. Pretty smooth operation. And show you the full size version here. So again, you've got that satin D2, black G10, and I believe, yes, these are on micro bearings at the pivot. So nice and smooth operation there. Overall, this is the same setup, and they make the standard and tactical versions in both the large and small size. So again, you can see not as springy from the open position on the latch there. And then we'll close this up, and a bit more spring from the closed position there. So great option for daily carry balisongs, or a nice budget-friendly balisong that has good performance and quality without too expensive of a price tag there. And again, these are made in the USA by CobraTec for Boker Plus. And last but not least, you will see the popular Spyderco Shaman here, and you can tell right away the scale is not actually attached. We'll get that out of here. We do have Putman custom blade scales for the Spyderco Shaman. You get 1 set of scales per item, so front and back there, and we have them in 3 different colors of the Anso pattern milled micarta in natural OD green and black. They're milled internally to fit the liners and standard hardware of your Spyderco Shaman, and just a great way to upgrade the style and texture on your Spyderco Shaman handles there. Again, this is Tyler with GPKnives and your update number 156. Thanks for watching. Stay safe and stay sharp. If you like what you've seen today and you'd like to see more, follow us on social media via the links in the description, subscribe to our channel and like the video below, and follow us for updates on all new products and releases.